Cancer. Hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for Cancer in early December, Sagittarius season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer in early December. What's the vibe? What's the energy around my good friends here? Gods and Spirit Team, let's get this card out nice and quick. Ask and you shall receive. And we have one of my all-time favorites, Mr. Bookhead, chilling right there, and that's big page type of energy. And I really love this card. There's just something about the imagery with all the books that he's holding and wearing. I think it's always amusing to me. And there's a lot of little messages we could tie in here with like knowledge and communication. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about our good friend here, Mr. Bookhead. So as you can see, it's a youthful looking individual. So I always tie this to like page energy, Page of Pentacles type of vibe. And we see this person, books in arms, books for a necklace, books for a hat. It's just always amusing to me for some reason. I should probably like make a Halloween costume that looks like this eventually. But yeah, I mean, it could simply tie into knowledge acquisition. So for a lot of Cancerians, whatever type it might be, whether it's spiritual knowledge, pulling it in and learning it, whether it's new jobs, new businesses, now's a great time for any new endeavor when this energy starts out. For a lot of Cancerians, it would be great for you to just like really take in a lot of information and hold on to it. It's not like you're taking in information and letting it go. So your memory could be extra sharp when this is here. I really like this. Now, since it is page energy, I link all pages to communication as well, and with last week's reading and now this, there could be importance around communicating, whether they're talks you're having with people or talks that are coming in. We'll just see how it all plays out, but we're just going to leave him over there for now. And yeah, let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Cancer friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So as I mentioned, it was linked to communication. The reading last week was titled A Surprising Talk. Now, if you didn't have a talk that kind of popped up out of nowhere, that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. So that's kind of what I was picking up, either hearing from somebody you haven't heard from in a while, or just talks about topics you weren't expecting to address. It was a little bit out of nowhere, but we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer. What's happening for my good friends in early December? What's the vibe? All right, there we go. So yeah, there's still this really strong tie to communication, especially with our good friend, the Knight of Cups. That's a huge card, especially in a water sign reading. So I like him there in first position. Let's get a couple more out here and we'll start piecing it together. That's a good start. Let's get a couple more. You know me, I always like having an action card. Whoa, okay. The Sun in position number 2. All right, Cancer, we're looking good. I'm going to try my best to stay even-keeled here about this, but these cards are pretty fantastic. Now, every card has positives and challenges. Every card has drawbacks, but so far, I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing. Okay, we do have Lady Justice, and you're also going to have a little bit of a bonus card, which is cool. Another little footnote that we could add to the mix. So aside from Lady Justice, the 5 of Wands showed up, which is always an intriguing flavor of energy to add. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, Cancer, I'm loving how this spread is looking so far. It doesn't mean all of you are having the best time of your life right now, but there's great energy that could be moving towards you. So I'm going to stay very optimistic here, even though, when we clarify, it could take a left. But yeah, first look here, we have a card that could represent you with the water element. That's a very comfortable element for the Cancer collective. We have the Sun, which is fire. And I mean, it's the most positive card in the deck. You can't go wrong with the Sun. And Lady Justice, air. So as you can see, it's distributed pretty evenly with the different elements. So it could be different situations. We also have the Five of Wands, which is fire on the back end, so maybe there is a little more fire than anything else. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we're starting with the Knight of Cups. So as I already mentioned, in a water sign reading, this is an extra potent card for us, right? It could represent you. I mean, if you're linked to another water sign, it could be them, right? So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And Knights are all about taking action, moving forward. Okay, so like how you move, what you're moving towards, like it's usually good. It's not stagnant. And especially this Knight of Cups, it's not moving too fast. It's not moving too slow. It's just right. It's a card of romance. It's a card of creativity. It's a card of love and emotional expression. And as with all Knights, aside from action in general, it could be conversational, right? Now, when we look at the challenging side, because I always have to give you both messages. Since it's your reading, the clarifier could tell us about certain issues that could pop up in this time, certain things that you're grappling with and dealing with. The Knight of Cups could be very emotional. And listen, as a fellow water sign myself, I know that we're adept at handling emotions. We're good at diving deep. So we're just going to see what that is. It's feeling good so far because the energy, it's like, all right, we're off to a good start. Moving to the center, we have the Sun card. I already mentioned it's the most positive card in the whole entire deck. Now, for a lot of Cancerians, this could just represent a Leo that you're connected to. This is one of their cards. And the Sun is source energy. It's light, life, and love that shines down on us from spirit. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It represents a whole gamut of different wins and victories. The Sun does have a few differences, though. The energy can be revealing. So sometimes the unknown becomes the known. Sometimes this could represent breakthroughs, eureka moments, aha moments. So for a lot of Cancers, if there's certain things that you're digging for, information that you're digging for, self-reflection, spiritual, or situations you're dealing with, when the Sun shows up, it's like, I see it clearly now. There's not a big fog over this. Nothing can hide under the rays of the Sun. And a challenge with this card, of course, it could represent revelations and revealings, but the energy of the Sun is very intense. Remember, it's a powerful fire sign energy. So with the Five of Wands, we got the air. Yeah, there's a bit of an explosive energy here as well, but I'm feeling like it's moving in a positive direction so far. Okay, so we're just going to have to see what's up here, how this Sun really holds up as we get into the clarifiers. Now, moving to the back end, another card that I think is pretty lovely, we have Lady Justice here, Libra energy. So you might be connected to Libra. If that's not the case, Lady Justice could be about decision-making, choices. It could represent situations involving balance, fairness. Is there a situation where you think, yeah, you know what, this is going okay, this is going smooth, things are getting better? Is there a situation you feel like is unfair? Lady Justice always comes around with stuff like that. She does link into legalities, legal situations of all different kinds, whether it's signing contracts, putting your name on the dotted line. So be extra careful about anything you sign when Lady Justice is here. Long-term agreements could be a big thing with her as well. But the biggest thing with Lady Justice is that she is the biggest karmic energy in the whole entire deck. Reaping what you sow. You put forth, you get it back in return, like a boomerang. So we could be seeing all sorts of karmic archetypes, whether they're really positive, like karmic blessings and rewards. Maybe you're going to see somebody catch a dose of karma. It all really depends on what the clarifier is. So we will definitely dig deeper in on that. And she often shows up during really big time of change. Change, transformation, metamorphosis. Moving to the very back end, we have the Five of Wands. Now, I always say you don't have to be an expert to understand what that Five of Wands means. We see those five people are beating each other up with sticks. So, of course, this could represent conflict, but there's a good side to this, too. Sure, maybe some of you are having conflicted emotions or conflicted feelings about something. Maybe you're a little upset with someone. Maybe someone's a little upset with you. In the midst of all this other energy, I feel like this is taking a bit of a back seat. The good thing about the Five of Wands, though, it's a card of determination. Whatever the universe throws at you, you're going to get through it. Whatever tests, trials, tribulations, problems, it's like, I will overcome it. I'm not giving up. That's the vibe. So we're just going to place it down right there. Again, that's another little footnote. And yeah, Cancer, I want to dive deeper. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the Cancers, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Knight of Cups time. Why is it here? What is it? Give me the good news. Give me the good news with that Knight of Cups. Ask and you shall receive. Listen, there for a lot of you, and I know I was saying that as the card was coming out, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Earth and water combination, blessings, abundance. And when I see her, she's grounded and she does represent big blessings. So for a lot of Cancerians, especially with what we have coming up, I really feel like it's either going to be one or the other. For a lot of you, this could be like some really good, really exciting news that you have coming in. Now, I know for a lot of Cancers, you're dealing with different things. Some of you might be career-based or money-based or investment-based. For some of you, it could be interpersonal relationships. But when I see the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, it's like, all right, this is really good. So I feel for a lot of you, there could either be the exciting news coming in, or again, this is just a big winner victory showing up, like plain and simple blessings. And I really like this. I feel like so far this reading is claimable front to back. Now, we still do have a lot to go. I don't want to say seal the deal right now, but what we're looking at is good. Now, the only issue that we could find with this card, the Nine of Pentacles, sometimes it could be a little stubborn. Sometimes it could be a lone wolf. It's a very independent type of energy, but it's just overflowing with abundance. So again, I feel like this is awesome. If this is the energy that's coming towards you, great. Now, if you've been going through a choppy time, if things have been bothering you, if there's certain situations that aren't sitting right, when I see this connection, it's like, all right, things are about to get better. Things are going to settle down. So improvement, that's the name of the game here. But again, for a lot of you, there could be some like really good, really exciting news coming in. I think this is nice. We're going to keep moving. We're not going to get hung up there. So let's go in on the sun. See what that has. I really want to get over to the karmic energy as well. But let's see why the sun's here for my beautiful Cancerians. What's going on with the sun, please? Why is it in the mix? Why is the sun here? There we go. Thank you. I mean, this is really an energy where it's like, all right, well, let's lighten the mood. I don't know why I'm getting that too. It's like, all right, we're going to lighten the mood a little bit. Now, usually the King of Swords is very serious, very stern, very strategic. It's about its business. So when I see it in reverse, I mean, of course, we could read it as like an authoritarian type of person, but that's not the vibe I'm getting whatsoever. The King of Swords in reverse is like happy. It's joyful. It's like I said, letting the energies loosen up a little bit. So for a lot of you, maybe Spirit's saying like, hey, Cancer, maybe you need to do something for yourself. Maybe you need to go have a good time, do something recreational, whatever fun looks like to you. Maybe you should loosen up a little bit. Again, that's not an attack. That's not a judgment on anybody. This could just flow with the beautiful, positive, blessings-filled type of energy I'm picking up for you this week. And I'll say this, Cancer, so far, out of the whole Zodiac this week, I feel like your energy is probably the most favorable that I've read for the whole Zodiac. Now, the King of Swords is in reverse. It does represent like the unplanned, the unexpected, and then obviously when we see it under a card like the Sun of the blessings, the abundance, and winning. I mean, similar to like we saw last week with the surprising talk, this could be like an unexpected winner blessing coming in. So it's like we have one on top of another, one on top of another. So if you've been going through a very difficult time, the energy is going to ease up and energy is going to lighten up, which I think is really good. I feel like this is very claimable. Let's keep moving. Let's see what Lady Justice has to say. And it's at the point right now, Cancer, where even if we had one of the most challenging cards in the deck show up here, it doesn't tank the reading for me. It doesn't. So let's see why Lady Justice is in the mix. Then we'll do our quick little recap before we get into the shadow. Yeah, I'm excited for you with this type of energy I'm picking up this week. So there could be all sorts of good stuff coming in. Yep, there it is. So we have the Tower, but it's in reverse, the shocking energy. Okay, so yeah, the energy does get a little more unpredictable as it goes along, but that's okay. Tower in reverse is the way that we do want to receive it. This is a double down of karmic energy for sure. Now, I feel for a lot of cancers, there could be certain things, behaviors, or people from the past that you could really come to peace with right now. And listen, I know you're all going through a lot of different things, but when I see Lady Justice and the Tower in reverse, it's like I'm feeling better, or I'm at peace with this, or I accept this. So just know there could be certain things, and I feel like it's from the past for a lot of you. It doesn't feel like it's something that's happening right now, right this second. It's something that's already happened where it's like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. The universe works and God works in mysterious ways. It's like giving me that type of vibe. Now, the Tower always is shocking. It's always shocking. So when we see it under Lady Justice, Tower in reverse, I feel for a lot of you, the energy is moving shocking, but in a good way. Like, so again, shocking win, shocking victory. I feel like, I mean, front to back, your reading's great. Now, this does tie into Scorpio energy. The fact that it's in reverse is something that it's like I'm going to put that behind me, or we're going to put that behind us type of energy. So again, I mean, depending on your situation, you could resolve a lot of things, whether within yourself or even with other people. All right. When Lady Justice in the Tower shows up in reverse, it's like, all right, we're going to put this behind us type of energy, which feels great, feels really good. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. Then we'll get into the shadow card. Again, I feel from front to back, your reading is pretty spectacular this week, Cancer. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we're starting great. We have the Knight of Cups with the 9 of Pentacles in the upright. Blessings, abundance. I did say for a lot of you, it could be some really good or exciting news coming in here. And it's just beautiful energy of things calming down. Moving to the center, we have the Sun with the King of Swords in reverse. Now, for a good chunk of you, this could be spirit saying like, hey, lighten the mood, lighten up a little bit, maybe make some time for yourself and do something fun, like very recreational type of energy. But for another portion of you, I do feel there could be like an unplanned, unexpected blessing of some sort that's coming in for you. Very claimable. On to the back end, we have Lady Justice and the Tower in reverse. I don't think there's much that's going to knock this energy off its stride. I feel for a lot of you, there's a great energy coming in, and you should just accept it and work with it to the best of your ability. For a lot of you, you could find some healing in this time, whether within yourself or putting something behind you. That's the big vibe I'm picking up. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Really nice, really nice reading for you this week, so happy for you. But let's see what's in the shadows for Cancer. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. They could be very good. So let's get your one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. It's in the shadows. Thank you. Temperance, cool, nice calm type of energy, and it does represent the zodiac season we're in right now, which is Sagittarius. So if you're linked to Sagittarius, their energy could be showing up here in a big way. Now, Temperance usually has Archangel Michael depicted on it. So to me, when this card shows up in the shadows, it can represent a spiritual buffer or spiritual protection. So for a lot of you, just know your spiritual protection could be heightened in this time. You got people watching over you, which is a beautiful thing when this card shows up. And Temperance is also a card of patience, slowing something down. And now, as I already said within the reading itself, there was something here about lightening the mood or letting something chill out, and I definitely think that's the vibe. If you're going through anything that's a little rough, just let the mood mellow a little bit. That's a big message here with Temperance. Now, the shadow side of Temperance is, yes, sometimes it could represent delays, sometimes it could represent impatience, and you might have some of those feelings pop up in this week, but for the most part, I feel like this is protective and beautiful. So Cancer, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.